Get ready because Tesla's Q4 in deliveries and production is going to be a record all-time high in Q4. You guys see it here. It's going to be deliveries and production, both 500,000 vehicles because the data is coming out and it's looking pretty darn good. Now, here's something for you guys to keep in mind. We need to hit, or Tesla needs to hit in Q4, over 514,000 in vehicle deliveries to match, not surpass, to match total deliveries of 2023. If we don't get that, it's below 2023. I mean, there hasn't been much of a vehicle growth. But that doesn't really matter when FSD is coming out and energy and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't really matter. But it looks like Tesla is gunning for over 514,000, maybe getting 515,000. Either way, we do know 2024 hasn't been the best year for vehicle deliveries, but we do know 2025 is going to be an awesome year because we've got affordable models coming, all that kind of stuff. Not that all this will really matters in the long term when you have full self-driving, robo-taxis, bots, and energies, and the list can keep going on, but it's fun to track. And in this video, we're going to track the production and the delivery, as well as what the stock price could be, and the earnings and revenues and EPS, all that kind of stuff. These are not my final numbers, so let's get that right. This is not my final numbers. My final numbers will be dropped a couple or few days before the month ends. I just want to see more data before we can actually go and fully confirm what my prediction's gonna be. So let's get down to it. Smash that like button if you haven't already subscribed. Let's go. So here's my daily production chart that I calculate for every single factory and month of each quarter. This is also available on Patreon, as well as the stock price prediction chart as well, card in the corner. Let's start off with Shanghai. In October, they delivered over 68,000 vehicles, and in November, almost 79,000 vehicles, making the total deliveries, as we know, as confirmed, of over 147,000 cars. Or shall I say, robots on wheels. Now, here's the thing. In December, Shanghai is going crazy in producing cars, in robots on wheels, the vehicles. They're going crazy, and I do think they're going to be producing nearly 90,000 vehicles, which I put here, 2,900 vehicles daily multiplied by 31 days. That's about just almost 90,000 vehicles. I wouldn't be surprised if it's more, because we do have here production reaching 3,000, sometimes even more than that in Shanghai. But I kept it conservative at 2,900, multiply that by 31 days. That's nearly 90,000 in production. Now, here's the thing. The orange tab you guys see here is production. The blue here on the left is delivered. So once we do the total calculation here, nobody gets confused. So just clearing that out right now. Moving on to Fremont. Fremont has been underproducing for the past year because of changing from hardware 3 to hardware 4, and then the refresh of the Model 3 as well. But now they're slowly increasing the production. And I have here, for all 3 months, deducting the holidays as well, around 1,550 vehicles produced being daily. And these are the numbers that we get for all 3 months. Total, almost 139,000 vehicles being produced. In Berlin, it's very sluggish. It really is sluggish. I don't know what's going on there. We don't get any data coming out from there. But pretty sure it's not much different from Q3. Maybe a little bit better. So I put these numbers here. I mean, they have the weekly capacity of 6,000, which is about 860 vehicles being produced daily. But I don't think they're near that. I really don't think they're near that. In fact, I think they're maybe at 70%, maybe 60%. But you see the numbers here reaching almost 60,000 vehicle produced total in these past 3 months. Texas, which I think is on fire right now because of the Cybertruck. Back in September, we got news that Tesla is now producing 2,000 Cybertrucks a week, which is absolutely a sheesh moment. And I think they're producing more vehicles now than Berlin, which is absolutely a sheesh moment. For October, I put 900 vehicles being produced daily at 31 days. That's about 28,000, just under 28,000 vehicles being produced, and 925 vehicles being produced daily in November, December, deducting as well as holidays, and we get over 80,000 vehicles being produced. Shout out to Pete here for posting this. This individual said he picked up my new Model Y today at open 10:30 a.m. and there's a line out the door of people picking up their Teslas. The rep said it's been like that for weeks now. Told him, good, I'm a shareholder, and he said don't sell. And we can also see this in Shanghai as well. People lining up in the showrooms there picking up their cars. Q4 is a very, very strong quarter for vehicle deliveries and vehicle sales. And the fact that Tesla brought down their, I think it was API as well. So that helps with sales as well. They're gunning. They're trying to get over 515,000 vehicles so they can have more vehicle deliveries than last year, which is a sheesh moment. And look at this chart from Roland. Look at the US and China. Absolutely insane. Crazy. Actually, the US has more sales than China now, but that's absolutely, that's just insane. That's crazy. Total production we get, not including October and November of Shanghai, that's about 368,625 total vehicle production. I'm going to give it a 98% delivery rate. That's 361,253 vehicles being delivered. Adding the 147,000 vehicles from October, November of Shanghai, that's 508,389 vehicle deliveries. That it looks like going to be the realistic case at the moment. We put it down here in the chart. That's over 1.82 million vehicle deliveries, not beating 2023's. Which is why I'm saying this is not my final number yet. I just need a little bit more data to make sure. I do think Texas and Fremont, they're producing a little bit more than what I'm expecting here. I do think, and I think Shanghai is going to go over 90,000 in December in production as well. But nonetheless, keeping this for now, it's a sheesh flippant moment. In terms of production, we don't have the data of October or November, the confirmation from China yet, but I'm thinking it was 80,000 produced in both months. If we slap it on the total production here, that's over 529,000 vehicles being produced in Q4. So production over 529,000 and deliveries of a specific amount of 508,389 vehicles. Again, not my final numbers, but the fact that it's over 500,000, it's a record quarter, guys. It's a record quarter. Tesla is now selling 500,000 vehicles in each quarter. I think in 2020, that was for the full year of it, which is just absolutely insane. Now, let's go to the stock price prediction chart and what the numbers could be in terms of revenue and profits, all that kind of stuff. Right after you guys smash that like button. So here's the chart. For vehicle gross profits, I have it at 16.7% because they are reducing the API. Energy, I think, is going to be the biggest showstopper. I think 3.1 billion. I think that kind of makes sense. It could go more because of Powerwall, or if there's even a higher deployment number. I think some are even calling it monstrous quarter, around 12.4 gigawatts deployed, which if that's the case, increase this number by about like 20%. So that would mean $1 billion in just gross profits for energy, if that's the case. I don't know about that, but that's absolutely a sheesh moment. You guys can see the services, the leasing, all that kind of stuff, the credits as well. All we got to do now is add the vehicle deliveries of 508,389, and bam, look at all that numbers coming. I absolutely love it. Revenue, over $27 billion. Net income gap of $2.5 billion. Non-GAAP of over $3.3 billion, which is a sheesh moment. We have a non-GAAP EPS of 94 cents, which is actually really good. Now, I'm not too sure what kind of a rabbit they're going to pull out of a hat in this quarter. In Q4 of 2023, they pulled out the one-time tax loss inheritance, which really boosted their net income as well. I'm not too sure if they'll do it again in this quarter, but we're going to assume that that's not going to happen, and that's the case. The total revenue of the last 4 quarters, just under 100 billion, which I think credits maybe more than what I think is going to happen. I think Tesla is going to try their best to go over 100 billion so they can put it on paper that, hey, we did over 100 billion in revenue. And for net income of $7.3 billion. Now, for the stock price right now, it's almost 390 right now, right? Let's just go based on that. That means we need a P of 187 to have that same stock price as now in January or January 28th of 2025 once the Q4 earnings comes out, which is crazy, which I do think they're going to have some sort of a tax loss inheritance. Let's say around 5 billion. That would mean a PE of 105 or 106. That would make sense. Now, here's the thing with Tesla. The PEs don't matter. As long as it doesn't go crazy, because 2025 is going to be a fantastic year, this doesn't really matter. My stock price prediction end of next year of 2025 is 575. And that's because they're going to be doubling their EPS without the tax inheritance. So that's going to be a sheesh moment, and I'm looking forward to it. Comment down below, what do you guys think Tesla's going to deliver in Q4? But again, this is not my final numbers yet. I still want more data before I can make that final estimate. But so far, over 500,000 vehicle deliveries, guys, it's absolutely a sheesh flipping moment. But anyways, guys, that is crazy. Q4, oh man, I'm so excited. The future of Tesla is absolutely flipping awesome. And the fact that they're talking about the bots and all that kind of stuff, stock could go even as high as $1,000. It really hurts my brain. So I'm going to leave you guys with this podcast that I did with an economist named Joe Pejjy. I'm sorry if I butchered that last name, but he's an awesome guy. Thinking of bringing him back in the channel because he has some awesome thoughts. But check this podcast out. He talks about how the stock can go crazy, especially for long-term investors too, for long-term investing, which is absolutely insane. Subscribe, guys. Get your About to Dip t-shirt using a discount code ATH. If you know, you know. And I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya.